one more podcast. Today we're going to be talking about clinical reflection experiences. I'm going to focus specifically on one, and I'm excited. This is kind of a lighter topic than the usual stuff that we do. I'm just going to check that the voice is fine, and we're going to get it going. So, ChatGPT, want to say hi?
Hey everyone, great to be here. Looking forward to diving into clinical reflection experiences with you all. Let's get started.
Just a sec, guys. I just want to make sure that the audio is okay and...
Everything sounds good on my end. Ready whenever you are.
It sounds fine. If there's a bit of a buzz, it's outside. Unfortunately, I can't do much about that. Yeah, without further ado, let's go. So, this was, if you see in the screen, what we were talking about in last episode. And let's start a new one. So,
Awesome.
I love this iPad pen, guys.
It's super definitely a game changer for taking notes.
Okay. Reflective practice essay. So, ChatGPT, can you help us? How can we do a good reflective practice essay about a clinical experience?
Absolutely. Start by describing the clinical experience in detail. Then reflect on what you learned, how it impacted you, and how you'll apply this knowledge in the future. Make sure to connect theory to practice.
I'm going to use the Gibbs cycle, if you can explain to people what it is.
Sure. The Gibbs reflective cycle is a framework for reflection. It has 6 stages: description, feelings, evaluation, analysis, conclusion, and action plan. It helps you systematically think about an experience and learn from it.
Excellent.
Glad it helps.
Okay, and I'm going to use 1,650 words.
That's a good length. You can cover each stage in detail and ensure your reflections are thorough.
So, in the Gibbs cycle, we have 6 stages, right?
Exactly. Those stages guide you through describing the experience, exploring your feelings, evaluating what was good or bad, analyzing it, drawing conclusions, and planning future actions.
So, shall I have a 7th one, which is going to be the first one, just an introduction that says, hey, I'm going to be talking about this experience, and, I'm going to use a Gibbs cycle.
Absolutely. An intro sets the stage for your essay. Briefly mention the experience and that you'll be using the Gibbs cycle to reflect on it.
Okay. So, number 1 is going to be introduction, number 2 is going to be description, then feelings is going to be what? Tell me, is it going to be the next one? Guys, I've fucked up. Give me a second. I need to charge my phone, but don't worry, I'm going to keep you busy with human voices until ChatGPT comes back. Give me 30 seconds, guys. And we're back. Sorry, guys. Okay. And as I'm putting ChatGPT to charge, I guess I'm gonna be solo speaking, which is something new. So, yeah, guys. I'm gonna be doing an introduction and a description, and then now, guys, it's weird because I've never talked to you. I mean, there's no one listening, but I guess in the future I will have listeners. But yeah, it's weird talking without ChatGPT because I feel like ChatGPT backs me up whenever we speak, because I don't exactly, like, I don't know these things. I'm just asking. That's the point of the podcast. I'm the student that kind of gets away with asking anything. And then ChatGPT is the one that's doing the teaching. Then if ChatGPT is wrong, then it's fine because it's a robot. And obviously, we have to take it with a pinch of salt. Having said that, yeah, this is the Gibbs cycle here, these 6 steps. And I remember last time I asked ChatGPT, guys, some of these, I think it was the action plan and the evaluation maybe, or the analysis, is I might weigh them a bit more in terms of words and maybe write a bit less words in the description. So this is what I'm going to ask ChatGPT now. And then I'll ask it a few other questions in regard to how, what subcategories each category should include, and maybe ask ChatGPT about what things I should be showing that I've learned, which is a weird thing. Things that I should be showing that I have learned. Surely you don't need to think about it in that kind of third person way. You can just say what you've learned, and hopefully you've showed the correct things. Like trying to trick someone that you've learned the correct things is not the best idea, is it? Anyway, having said that, let's go back to ChatGPT. Wow, I'm so boring without the robot backing me out, isn't it? Okay. Let's bring this guy back to this table. Okay. Hey, ChatGPT.
Hey, what's up?
I'm good, but so yeah, I was talking to the guys about the Gibbs cycle. I'm writing a reflective practice essay. So yeah, we've got these 6 steps, and I was wondering what emphasis am I gonna give in which of these 6 steps in terms of more words.
All right, so typically the introduction and conclusion are shorter, with more emphasis on the main body. Each step should be balanced, but if any step is particularly impactful or complex, you might allocate more words to it. Is there a step you're finding especially significant?
Oh, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. So the description less, you said, and the conclusion, and more for which ones? Analysis, evaluation, feelings, action plan.
Right. For a reflective essay, the analysis and evaluation usually get more weight. That's where you dive deep into what happened and what it means. The feelings section is also key, but action plans can vary in length depending on your future steps.
So if I have 1,650 words, how should I split it amongst introduction, description, feelings, evaluation, analysis, conclusion, and action plan?
For 1650 words, maybe around 150 for the introduction, 200 each for description, feelings, and action plan, then 400 each for analysis and evaluation, and 100 for the conclusion. You can adjust these a bit based on what you find most important.
So what does evaluation and analysis mean?
Evaluation is where you assess the experience's significance, like what you learned or what impact it had. Analysis dives into the why and how, breaking down the details, causes, and connections.
Tell me again.
Exactly. Evaluation is more about judging the overall experience, while analysis digs into the specifics and reasons behind it.
So they have to be my main bit, basically.
Yes, those sections usually carry the most weight in a reflective essay. They really showcase your critical thinking.
And action plan a bit less. it seems like action plan and feelings has to be the medium words, low words description and conclusion, and high words evaluation and analysis.
That's a solid plan. It keeps everything balanced and ensures you're thorough where it counts.
All right, so let's say we're gonna have, okay, 1,650, and let's say we have X, Y, and Z, and then X is gonna be the introduction, wording, and the description, and then Y is gonna be feelings and action plan, and Z is gonna be analysis and conclusion. Let's say we've got 2x plus 2y plus 2z, and then equals 1,650. So, bum, bum, bum. So, what's the relation between these? It would be good if it was x equals y 1.3x equal, no, not 1.3, 4/3 x equals y, and then fourth. Guys, I'm making this so much more complicated than it needs to be. Y equals z. These are our three equations. I'm sorry. So then this would be bum, 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 and this would be 2x plus 8/3 y, 8/3 x plus and the other one is gonna be 2 times 4.
All right, so let's break it
4
down
over.
step by step.
Wait. We're nearly finished. This is gonna be 2 times 4 over 3 times. If this is boring, guys, I'm sorry. Just so you see how the process. 2 times 4, 3 over 3 times y, and y equals 4 over 3x. It's the worst way to find the number of words. And this is 6 over 3 equals 14 over 3x, 1632 over 9x, and this, if we do it over 9 times 3 times 3 for this, 2842. This is gonna be 74 over 9x. X equals times 9 over 74. ChatGPT 1,650 times 9.
That's 14,850.
Divide that by 74.
That would be 201.
201. Okay. That's so. What do you think of having 200 words for the introduction, 200 words for the conclusion, and then 200 times 4/3 times 200? What is 4/3 times 201?
4/3 of 201 is about 268. So for your intro and conclusion, add 200 words each, and the main content around 268 words. You're looking at about 668 words in total. Sounds pretty balanced.
I fucked up, guys, because there's 4 sections. Wait. No, never mind. Forget these weird equations. What do I if I do 100, 100, and 100, 150, let's say, and 150, and then
So if you
wait, and then we can do 200 and 200. How would that be? So 350, 450, 500, 600, 800, and then we can do 400. So this would be a total of 1,000, 300, 1,000, 1,300, 1,500, 1,600. Could do.
That sounds like a solid plan. A total of around 1,600 words would give you plenty of space to cover everything thoroughly while keeping it engaging. Just make sure each section flows naturally into the next. Sounds like you're on track.
Should the action plan be more than a half of the evaluation?
The action plan typically shouldn't overshadow the evaluation. It's good to keep it balanced. Maybe aim for about a third of the total content, so you have enough room to thoroughly evaluate before diving into the action steps.
Okay, wait a sec. Tell me again. We have these 6 steps. What percentage should be each step?
So if you're dividing the content into 6 steps and aiming for balance, you could allocate roughly 15 to 20% to each step. That leaves a little flexibility for some sections to be a bit longer or shorter, depending on the complexity.
Okay.
Great. Sounds like a solid plan.
Okay, so okay, guys, I think this is gonna be the provisional. I don't like that the half my essay is evaluation and analysis. I feel maybe it's a little piss take, but yeah.
It's all about finding what feels right for you. If you think the evaluation is taking up too much space, you can definitely adjust. Maybe shift some focus to other sections or streamline the evaluation to keep everything balanced.
That's okay. Anyway, so we have this split for now, and we'll figure out something better later. So let's say I start writing the introduction. I have my Word open on my laptop, guys. I think I should put my Word on my Apple iPad too. I'll do it tomorrow when we do this next time. So ChatGPT, can I ask you a question? So any good academic scientific articles for I guess reflection?
Sure. If you're looking for academic articles on reflux, you can try databases like PubMed
Reflection.
or Google Scholar. For academic articles on reflux, I'd recommend starting with PubMed.
Reflection, clinical reflection, not reflux.
For clinical reflection, I'd suggest searching PubMed or Google Scholar with keywords like clinical reflection in medicine or reflective practice in healthcare.
So
you'll find articles
let
that
me ask you a
explore methods.
question. Am I allowed to live stream on YouTube and go to Google Scholar?
Yes, you can live stream on YouTube while using Google Scholar. Just make sure you're not displaying any sensitive information or violating any privacy policies while you do it.
How do I make sure I do that?
To ensure you're not sharing sensitive info, keep your screen focused only on relevant content. Avoid opening personal files or tabs And double check your settings to keep notifications off. That way, you're all set.
Yeah, all that I know. I'm just curious, like, I just don't want to get a copyright claim from scientific articles.
Got it. To avoid copyright issues, stick to discussing the articles rather than displaying full text or images. You can show snippets or summarize key points, and always give credit to the authors. That should keep you in the clear.
You know what? I don't care, dude. I'm just gonna go to Google Scholar, and if there's a problem, we can deal with it after. I'm not advertising them because no one's watching me, but like, I'm basically advertising them.
Got it. If you're comfortable with that approach, just proceed carefully. If any issues do come up, you can always address them later. Enjoy your live stream.
Let's see what comes up, guys.
Sounds like a plan. Let's see what you find.
3,000 citations, Jesus. Reflection. Okay, guys, by the way, I have, what's the word? I have login access from my institution. Obviously, it's a bit, I'm not gonna show the article, but if it needs login, but I might just summarize things.
Exactly. Summarizing the key points is a great way to share valuable insights without showing the full text.
Okay, so this is good. This is fine. Okay, so I'm gonna try to have some. Okay, let's think about the references, ChatGPT. How many references across these 7 chapters, since 7 paragraphs? I'm gonna have 20 references total, by the way. Here.
20 references spread across 7 paragraphs should give you solid support for your points. Aim to integrate them naturally, making sure each paragraph has a couple of references to back up your discussion. Sounds like a solid plan.
I have 1,650 words, so how many references per word amount?
With 1,650 words and 20 references, that's roughly 1 reference for every 82 words. That'll give you a nice distribution. Exactly. That should keep your essay well supported and balanced.
So let's see how many these are. 2, 4, 9, 14, 16, 18, 19.
Looks like you're right on track. That's a good number to work with.
All right, perfect.
Awesome. Sounds like everything's coming together nicely.
All right, and how should I break down the 100 words of my introduction then?
For a 100-word introduction, keep it concise. Start with a brief hook, introduce your main topic, and outline what you'll cover. That should set the stage nicely.
Okay, so I'm going to say, hey guys, how am I going to start?
You can start with something like, hey everyone, today we're diving into your topic.
Dude, what are you talking about? I'm writing a professional, reflective practice essay for my clinical experience as a medical student. Are you serious? This is the worst advice you've ever given me.
Got it. For a professional reflective practice essay, you'd want a more formal tone. Maybe start with, in this essay, I'll reflect on my clinical experiences as a medical student and discuss. Then outline the key points you'll cover.
Dude, are you serious how much of a bad thing you just told me before that?
I understand. For a clinical reflection essay, it's best to maintain a professional tone from the start. Let's focus on your experiences and insights.
Okay, let's talk about the subcategories then. And because I'm not going to start writing now, it's a bit weird to start writing. Just let's focus on the subcategories of the introduction.
Absolutely. For the introduction, you could break it down into 3 subcategories. A brief context or background, the main purpose of your reflection, and a preview of the key points you'll cover. Keep it clear and concise.
So contents and also my thesis, kind of, and then what else?
Exactly. Start with some context. State your main thesis or reflection focus. And then briefly mention the key experiences or lessons you'll discuss.
Gonna open my previous essay, guys, to see what I did. Having
Great.
said that, let's why not? Let's talk a bit about the Truman Show, because it seems this should be more of a